This program on NOTSTR8 TV is brought to you by Video Blocks. 7 days of free downloads, over 50,000 stock clips of video, backgrounds, music, and more. To get started, visit NOTSTR8.tv/video blocks. Sign up and get your 7 days of free downloads. NOTSTR8.tv/video blocks.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. A 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. Was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio, live from Hollywood, Florida, with your host and hostess, Mark Angelo and Jessica Lynn Cummings. For trans folks, by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard. Well, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Transition Radio TV. So glad they could join us again yet for another show. This is show number 4.
Show number 4, episode 4.
Amazing how quickly the weeks go by.
Yes, it is, for sure.
Definitely. Well, we want to thank and introduce our sponsor, the Breastform Store. They've been established since 1993. They are the internet most trusted and discreet shopping center for all of your transgender and cross-dressing needs. You can even have your items shipped directly to you in discreet packaging.
Please check them out and peruse their amazing website. And please stay tuned to our future shows, as we will soon start running random contests with awesome prize giveaways, courtesy of the Breastform Store online. Go to our website and click on their banner to check them out and show your support.
Definitely. Please show your support. Well, today we have an amazing artist, Teri Catlin. Teri Catlin is the love child Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin never had. Teri Catlin is an artist that gives back to the children, the planet, people, and animals. Her music has always maintained a positive focus on human welfare, animals, and the environment. Teri Catlin is one of these rare artists, a singer-songwriter in the rock and R&B tradition whose music is original and authentic, and live performers whose stage presence is captivating and charismatic.
She says, if I had to choose one word to describe what I do, I have always seen myself as a storyteller. No matter what kind of songs I write, from love ballads to political, social, and or environmental issues, I'm always telling a story, painting pictures with words, melodies, and the sound of my voice. She prefers live performance in front of an audience. That's where the songs take on a life of their own, night after night. Born in Flint, Michigan, Teri was given up for adoption at birth, never knowing the identity of her biological mother or father. Teri began singing before she could talk and was in a foster home until just before her 2nd birthday.
She was then adopted in an extremely abusive home where music quickly became her focus, bringing her peace, creativity, and calm. Teri began teaching herself how to play the piano and drums when she was just 5 years young. At a tender age of 7, she began writing songs and started taking lessons on the violin, quickly becoming known as a child prodigy on the instrument, performing for such luminaries as Hitchcock Perlman, who was mesmerized by Teri's talent. By age 12, Teri became a soloist with the Flint Symphony Orchestra.
But due to a traumatic home environment, Teri felt an urgent need to break free, becoming a homeless runaway at the tender age of 14. Making money playing piano and singing top top 40 music in bars, hotels, and restaurants, eventually drifting from Michigan to friendlier, warmer climate of South Florida. Teri planted her roots and taught herself to play an arsenal of instruments, including the guitar. She also began honing her skills as songwriter and vocalist, with a style and personality all of her own. Teri has produced both her self-titled debut CD and her second CD, Soldier of Light, featuring her most compelling songs, from the love ballad Baby to the spiritual I Am.
Each performance has its own unique power and flavor, with the vivid imagery of Teri's lyrics combined with her unconventional approach to melody and arrangement. Although her song covers a wide range of topics and emotion, Teri says all of my music basically comes down to one thing: the experience of being alive, with all the joy and pain that goes with it. We have one life to live and one planet to live it on. We owe it to ourselves and to the world around us to give it everything we've got. Whether I'm singing about love or war, it's all about the same thing: keeping it real.
Now, let's welcome to our show, Miss Teri Catlin.
Hey, what it is, everybody?
Hey, how are you, Teri?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Great, enjoying this beautiful South Florida weather.
Oh, yes.
I know that's right.
Yeah. We're so very glad you joined us here today. We've been following your music for a long time, and you are an amazing, amazing artist.
Oh,
Yes.
well, thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on your show. I'm looking forward to this interview.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to start off. I have a question for you. Tell us a bit about your childhood, and has it shaped the person you are today?
Well, the bio just kind of go into that. Having the experience of, not having the family structure of the biological structure, and then, thinking when, you're adopted that this is going to be the family that's going to, love and nurture you, and having it turn out to be a completely different experience. It's to the point of where the physical violence and the mentalness of it all, when it really boiled down to it, what made me leave was the mental, because your body, after a while, can handle the physical pain, but it was the mental part of it. And, there's really no laughter in our house, and it was just always German Nazi kind of structure, this is what you're going to do, and you can't go outside and play, and you can't talk to your adopted brother, and just weird stuff. And so what made me leave, actually, was my brother ran away. He was adopted from a different family and brought into this family as well. When he was 16, he came to my window, and he said, hey, Teri, he said, hey, it's not like this out here. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, people laugh. And that intrigued me so much that I garnered up enough power and strength to just leave at 14 onto the streets of Flint, Michigan, not really knowing where to go. Or we always went downtown Flint when there was like a parade or a football game or something going on, so I thought that was the place to go. Well, unbeknownst to me, that was the hardcore ghetto, and there was no events or anything like that. So, living through that experience and having a friend call and asked me to come down to Florida, and being homeless down here, living in some bushes on 14th Street Causeway in Pompano, I just started pool hustling and going up and down the beaches and making a little money to eat and making friends. And there was a woman from Dublin, Ireland. I'll never forget, Jarna Burns from Dublin, Ireland. And she said, hey, I have a flat down the street. You're more than welcome to stay with me, So that cool little accent. And I was like, awesome. So I really owe a big thanks to Jarna Burns for giving me the roof over my head. Because then I was able to get my first job at the Sands Harbor Hotel in Pompano, and get my first motorcycle and get on my feet. And, I get to ask that question of why, how does that reflect where I am today? And I honestly, being on the streets, living in Flint, it was hard, and it was scary. I was wondering, where's my food going to come from? Am I going to be okay? But after a couple of years of doing that, you realize that you are going to be okay, and what you need is going to be given to you, and, you're going to manifest what you need. And, I definitely embraced that whole experience up to now. I'm not sure if I really embraced it back then. I may have for different reasons, just because I was able to connect with people on personal levels and laugh and play and be that kid that I was really allowed to be. But without that, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't write the. I wouldn't.
Yeah, and it's. I agree behind that philosophy. The universe will always provide, and we have been taught to have a game plan all the time and worry about tomorrow, and then we miss living in the now, and that's the beauty of life, is living in the now and surrendering and knowing, like you said, we are going to be all right.
Yeah. And it's funny in the whole, structured belief and that's pounded into, you got to have money to have this and have that and have a nice car or the house or whatever. But there was a certain liberation and freedom that came from being homeless. You're able to connect with not only people but the earth more, because that's pretty much was my home. The streams and waters were my baths, and the rain was my shower, and trees were fun to climb, and just you're able to really connect with Mother Earth and realize what's important is the connection that we all share together, and also with the planet. And that became a real relevant and important part of my growth. Looking back, not knowing that that's what was going on then, but now it's a big part of me. I like to do fundraisers for the planet and for Earth awareness and recycling, and just for people in need. Because when it boils down to it, that's really all that we have. We don't have. It's an illusion, the nice car and the nice house. Yeah, it's nice and tidy, but you don't really need it. As long as we are all a little more open with our heart chakras and more communicative and try to understand each other more. And, you see it in small circles, but I think those small circles need to take the beauty that they have and that high school group that they still hang out with or whatever, and bring that out into the world. And that, to me, would help connect everybody in a more productive way, as far as us all getting what we want out of this life,
Definitely.
Kind of universal type of sharing and loving and compassion for each other, instead of always, gotta get to work and beep, 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 get out of my way and all this, stuff. It's just, it's just unimportant,
And that's exactly
thinking that it's really important.
And that's exactly what the world's missing, is that human connection, the connection to Mother Earth. And that's why I believe that the majority of people become bipolar and depressed and schizophrenic and all sorts of things, because they're not in touch with Mother Earth. They're not in touch with their true self. They've become something that society wants them to be, and they become so attached to the material world. So I definitely...
from little age, you get taught that you need this and that and the other thing to have fun. And I don't know, but when I was little, I just play in the dirt and find cool bugs and leaves and just stuff like that. And for hours, you get lost in that. But nowadays we've got the video games and the parents that work really hard that kind of have the kid that wasn't planned, and now they're a single parent, and basically their job is to go work, and that's what they've been taught to do. And then they're not spending enough time in connecting with their child, let alone. You got the video games and the TV and the no commercials between the shows, and they're just stuck there, and they're becoming very disconnected. It's kind of a scary thought to think where today's youth is heading with all this technology that's being put out there for them to become disconnected from all the nature's pleasures that are just succulent and vibrant. And pulsating with real energy. They might create energy from themselves from within when they're playing a game that's a video game, but go out and ride a bike, go out and get on those little moped thingies, go out and go for a walk and a run up a mountain, or if you're out in Florida, go in the ocean, and there's a whole new world under there that a lot of kids haven't seen.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
It's a shame they don't tap into that. Well, Teri, being a musician and songwriter myself, I feel there is a divine intervention in my creations. What can you tell us about your writing abilities and what you tap into when you create?
Well, that's a good question. I get asked that a lot, and as being a musician, you don't just sit down and write a song. It's an ongoing process. You sit down, you get out your guitar, your piano, and you do what you can that day, and you might not get anything. Nothing might connect with the vibration where you are that day. But then, you know, you keep plugging, and as long as you do that, eventually you'll come up with something. And I've found that what works for me is literally, because I'm teaching myself to play the guitar still and other instruments as well. It's a never-ending process. Just put my fingers in the most awkward position sometimes and find out what chords I can come up with. I don't know the names of the chords, but I just go by sound and by vibration. So I've found that if I find a chord that really strikes the chord, no pun intended, with me, then that can become an entire song just on the way that chord sounds and what it makes me feel. I may not even be in that mood, but that chord will put me in that mood, and it'll put me in the right space to be able to start writing a song. And it's literally the vibration of that chord, whatever it be, on a piano or guitar or bass. That's what I start out with. That's my formula for writing. I never really sit down thinking, I have these lyrics, how can I squeeze them into a song? It's more an organic feel of just playing around with different sounds, and this made me feel this way, and that leads to this color of way that you feel, or so that's where I start my writing. Sure.
And that's exactly how I do. I start playing the guitar, and I start playing around with chords, and then that chord just creates something in me, and then another chord sounds good with the other chord, and then once I have the music, that's how I put the lyrics together. I have to have the music first, and then the lyrics comes from something higher. Half the time I read it after I wrote something, I'm like, wow, I wrote this. I didn't even, it's like I don't even remember writing it. It's almost like I go into a trance of some sort, and it's usually messages that are important.
It's like, to me, it's almost like having a baby. It's a process. You don't know what it's going to look like, but all of a sudden a little finger pops out, and you got another finger, and then a whole hand, and then it all kind of connects together, and then you're writing the lyrics. Next thing you know, you've got this brand new, perfect baby that you're just going to love forever. And that's such a great feeling. That's one of the most joyous feelings besides playing on stage and having that energy come back from the fans is when you get to write that personal moment when you know you're done with the lyrics and the music's done, and then you get to play that to yourself, and that's like your new baby. It's just it's great. Love that feeling.
I hear you.
It's a treat to all the hard work, Yeah. And of course you play it for the rest of your life. So.
Right.
Well, Terry, I can tell you're into the spiritual aspects of life. Explain to us your beliefs and philosophies in spirituality.
I'm sorry, beliefs and philosophies were?
That your spiritual aspects, that you're into the spiritual aspects of life. Tell us a little bit about your beliefs and philosophies pertaining to spirituality.
Well, people are like, well, if you had to choose a spirituality or a spirit or a religion, what would you be? And I guess the closest that I could think of coming to would be Buddhism, because I do practice a little bit of that, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself a Buddhist. For me, my spirituality and my religion isn't any religion I think that's called anything. It's the truth of what I've learned to be in my life that I know is good, that is right. I remember when I hitchhiked up to North Carolina to hang out with a friend. I was going to her college with her to take classes, and the professor asked, "How do you know what's wrong and what's right?" And I wrote my hand, just feeling a little inspired, I guess, because here I am, the new little butterscotch chick that nobody knows. But to me, it was just it's what feels right, and by God, that was the right answer. It's just what feels right. And if you're right in your mind, that's the bottom line. To me, it's spirituality of what feels right, and to stay naked and non-judged by allowing yourself to feel judged by what others' perceptions are of that connection. I was just hanging out at my friend's house, and there's a little plant tickling me, and I like having that connection with plants and animals, and it's funny because when you take the time to do that and really connect with, mostly I find kids and animals, because it's such a pure energy that connects with me, that you'll find that there really is a connection there. That the trees aren't just. I mean, it might sound crazy to some people, but I've heard of the little saying "talking trees," and there really is a communication that is in every mammal and every tree and bush and everything. And it's called DMT, and that's something that scientists are looking at now. I guess they've been looking at that for a couple of years now, but they're finally able to produce it. And it's something that works with the pineal gland in your brain that is when you tap into, when you're doing meditation, that's the part of your brain that you're tapping into. And it's a vibration and a communication that is literally scientifically proven between the earth and all mammals that we all have as part of an interconnectedness. So scientifically proven, we are all connected, and trees really do talk to each other, and they communicate some way with everything that's connected here. And that to me is my spirituality and my truth, because and to know that it's now scientifically proven, and I don't sound too crazy to the world.
I totally
mean trees talking, they're hanging out with my grass, So
no, I totally agree with you. I mean, to me, we're all one, and the illusion is the separation. And people don't realize that everything, like you said, the trees, the animals, the insects, everything is one, and we all ride on that same vibration. And the particular times we're living in, they're trying to separate us. They're trying to divide us. I don't know if you saw the movie Avatar, the way they lived and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's exactly how it should be. We have lost our way. And
I remember seeing that movie and feel like I just went home.
I know. I felt the same way.
So did I. That was such an amazing movie, Avatar. It was incredible.
And it had such a main and powerful impact on people. And I guess that's kind of how we get kind of, I don't want to say burnt out or anything, but, back into our world of working and the daily grind and all that. It's people that were actually touched by that movie to take that and just keep that sustainable in their lives every day with everyone they meet and all the creatures that they meet. We would really start to make a difference in this world and in this planet, and that's something that I wrote in the song American Girl. If I could, I would take you far away, and I'm just saying take you up to the stars and beyond, and looking down at the earth, there are no lines, it's just one big ball of energy and growth and beauty, and that's how I see it, and I who knows if we'll ever see the day when that huge conscious shift happens, in mankind, but that's the way I see it. I go to the grocery store and I know people there because they're people. They're not a grocery store clerk or somebody that pumps my gas. I'm like, oh, your name's good to meet you, and I'm this person, because that's who we are. We're all spirits and, in these human bodies, and that's the idea for me, is to connect to like that. Just that, even just simply starting to add that to the way people, are out in the world. That would make a more stronger connection, because now when I go to the grocery store, or I go to the music store, or I go down the street to a restaurant, I know their name, they know my name, and they're not there to serve me. We're there to have a good time, whatever it is, eating or pumping gas or just buying something from the store. Or that's the world I've created for myself. I like that. I think that if everybody did that, this would be just awesome. Like everybody would know their neighbors, and funny how a lot of people don't know their neighbors anymore,
I know, and that's a sad thing, but it's the world that I believe there is a driving force that drives the way the world's being led, because they don't want us to connect. They want to divide us so they can conquer. And,
no, because then we would realize how powerful we are.
I know.
We can't have that. You need this to be
so
powerful.
This leads me to my next question, which is, what do you think about the world we're living in, and why? What do you think it's the way it is?
Well, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but there's many reasons. A part of it is just kind of, I think that people aren't seeking the truth out for themselves to be true. They're accepting what the media tells them to be true. We're at war with this person or that person because of nuclear bombs, but we never kind of found any. But boy, they have a lot of oil. Isn't that curious? Or Yeah, and people need to not be sheep and really to care about where they live and their kids and their families in this place. They need to be a little more curious about what's going on and find it out for themselves so they can live and breathe their truth instead of being told what to believe and just believing it because they're too busy doing this or working or whatever it is. I think that's part of it. Also, like I said, a lot of parents work really hard and they're trying to, supply for their children, and there becomes a disconnect there. A lot of people are, the earth has been angry and showing us that, and they were just saying maybe 20,000 people are going to be homeless coming out of New York. I mean, we just got over the whole Hurricane Katrina thing, and these are our people, not just in the United States, but everywhere, that are needing help. And, I just went to the Keys this weekend and did a gig down there, and I'm driving by all these nice little homes. Some of them weren't so nice, but it's a roof and there's rooms. And why are there 20,000 people in New York that are homeless when we have all these houses down here that are just boarded up and sitting there?
Makes no sense.
Yeah, connect the dots, and we're here to help each other. That's what it's all about, to make it a functional society.
Even the monetary system makes absolutely no sense. It's crazy. You're born on a planet that you have to pay for your birth, you have to pay for your death, you have to pay for the roof over your head, and you have to pay for your food. When all that is provided to us by Mother Earth, who is anybody to take ownership?
Funny you say that. I'm hanging out at my friend's house right now, and she's like, "Oh my God, my backyard is an eyesore." And I went back there, and it's just like yards. It's just a yard with little weeds and stuff like that, but to her, there's nothing pretty in it. But what I see is, let's churn it and you have all this space for a garden. Wow, this could be, this is awesome. It's not just a weedy little lot. Like, we can churn it and grow, all kinds of stuff. And that's something that's peculiar to me. I don't know if you guys seen that or heard that on the news or whatever. Like, some people have been arrested because making the front yard of their home into a garden.
I know, it's crazy.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I have. Actually, when probably around 9 or 10 months ago, when I was married, I had a house and I was growing my own stuff, and I kept hearing stuff that they were going to start monitoring that and not allowing people to do that. Because, there's big business behind food and what I call frankenfood, the GMOs, and they want to actually create foods that aren't even real. Yeah. And they don't want people to plant their own stuff. Instead, they want you to plant all this garden stuff that produces nothing. Yeah, it's beautiful, but why not grow food? And then you could share that food with other people and even go out and feed the homeless. I mean, if everybody planted a garden, there wouldn't be anybody going hungry. Instead, they're forcing meat down people's throats and all sorts of foods with high corn fructose syrup and whole stuff that's not even food, so people get sick. It's a business. And then the pharmaceutical companies get rich, and it's a vicious cycle. And people need to become aware and awake in order to change things.
Right. I was even told that it's almost impossible now to find an organic seed that hasn't been modified. Yeah. So even if
thanks to
you plant the garden, they're
Monsanto.
still kind of growing some type of genetically altered food, but at least you're making that effort to grow yourself. Even just when I go out to eat, if I have leftovers, that's the fun part of my night. If I don't have something predominantly to do, I can drive around and find a homeless person and give them a hot meal instead of just tossing it away. And we as a people, are so wasteful. And then you go to these places like Peru where, they basically have a hole in the ground to go do their business, and that's, about 50 paces from wherever it is that they're staying. And it's beautiful there. And they grow their own food, and they may to appear to have nothing, but they really have everything. They know their neighbors. They know that they care about the people in general, and that's what they're doing. If they have a lot, they're growing food to manifest, to eat for themselves, and then they can take it to the market, and they're not out to rip you off. They just want a little something for it, and that's fair. That's kind of the whole bartering thing is great too.
We're going to share a clip of I guess we'd call it an eclectic collection of your music that I found, and I really liked it, and I think it's going to be really, really sweet for the viewers to watch.
Yes, it will.
Which one is this one?
Yeah, it's an eclectic video collection of yours that you have on YouTube when I was searching for material for you. So,
yeah, it's little clips and stuff of some of your songs. So let's go ahead and roll that, John.
I just wanted to let your viewers know that under what we've just been talking about, there's a song on my website at tericatlin.com that's called I Am. And that's kind of the precipice of what we've been talking about, is that we are home, we are everything, and we are all one. So, yeah.
I like to say it's folk, blues, and funk and rock and roll. My music is a raw reflection of my life, and I feel much richer having the experiences that I've had. And it's all in the music. It's all in the music. It's about survival. It's about self-empowerment. I see your face, I cry. Purple, yellow, red, orange, and green, all the tears of joy. Well, that's what you bring. You see, you are the one I love. Oh, sing down from up above. Hey! A kindred spirit, a being alive with the stars you shine. The love of music, people. So look to the one to the right, look to the one to the left. It's that simple. Baby, 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 I've been waiting for so long, so long. You know, baby, stay and emptied out my closet of suppressed memories, 'cause I'd forgotten just how to laugh. I took the time out to work on myself, yeah. You see, I lost my direction somewhere long ago. I caught myself swimming in a bottle and shoving shit up my nose. I guess I could have ended up there. I made up my mind to live life instead.
Absolutely amazing.
You have a beautiful voice, Terry.
Beautiful voice. Not only that, I can feel your energy. I can see the frequency. It's a healing frequency. And I haven't found many musicians that I admire. Very few. And that's because I don't feel their music. I mean, I look into your eyes as I'm looking in your video, and I see your soul. Just like, as they said in the movie Avatar, I see you. And your soul transmits through your guitar, through your playing, through your words, through your music. And to me, that's healing. That's an amazing thing.
Very uplifting.
That's refreshing to hear. Because in an industry where it's safe for them now, it's not the music business anymore. It's the business of music, and that's where we get the songs that, you know, about the bling in the car and the house and the booty and the, you know.
And that's why individuals that sing like you or even myself never get up to the main whatever, because they don't want people to spread real truth. And then those that tried, they got killed. You know, it's just sad.
Yeah, you made me think of that. Yeah, everybody, you know, John Lennon, Bob Marley, a bunch of people. They've all made attempts to, or have killed and flushed out because they're empowering people. That to me is a big part of why my music connects with people. You know, people are, you've had this extraordinarily crazy life and blah, blah, blah. But in some degree, we've all felt the way that I feel in these songs. And I've found that in my career now, being able to be out and perform these songs, that it becomes a healer, not only for myself, but for the people that hear it. They not that they get a big old healing or something, but they're inspired and they're touched and they're moved, and to the point where, you know, I get people, oh, this song took a gun out of my mouth, or this song got me off of drugs, and just having that voice to say, I am here with you and you're not alone in this. It is just that nobody's really talking about it. But I have to talk about it. That's my therapy. That's my vibration. You know, it's the whole psychometry that's in everything that we were just talking about. You know, people are getting into crystals now, and I guess some people think they're a little crazy. Then they hold their rose quartz for the heart chakra and this, you know, for something else. But that's the psychometry that we live in. We are, and we are energy. And until we start to recognize that these objects are here for us to heal, not only through music, but the vibration of crystals and toning and bowls and just pure meditation and qigong and yoga. I met a lady the other day at Whole Foods who didn't look a day over, I don't know, early, mid-40s, and she was like 80-something. And I'm like, wow, what are you doing? And she goes, oh, I've been doing qigong my whole life, and wow. And people hear that, and they get, oh, qigong, that must be really strenuous and hard and like yoga, but it's totally not. It's just through the breath and movement, and it's almost Tai Chi, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, everything people do is killing their cells. So when they do things to bring their cells alive, you know, whether the food they eat, being raw vegan or vegan, and respecting what you're putting in your body will then thrive, and you will look younger and you will feel more vibrant. But people don't realize they are responsible for their health and the way they look.
Yeah, and that's another thing with, I guess it would be trickled down to government and population control, is that everything that's available quickly is mostly meat and starch. And, you know, people are on the go and they want to swing down McDonald's or just, you know, grab that meat that they can just slap a sandwich together or whatever it is. But I did a fast a few years back. I did it for 40 days, and it was a juice fast by a really amazing man named Dr. George Xavier Love, and he's actually here local in Boca now. But he's a Qigong master and an acupuncturist. He was one of the first, along with Mike Kerrigan, down here to start using acupuncture to heal. And he travels to Japan and studies the herbs and things like that. But when I got done doing that fast, you know, people, oh, fast, you must have been really hungry. Actually, no, I wasn't. I felt better than I'd ever felt in my life. I had so much energy, dropped 50 pounds effortlessly. And from there, you have to unfast, of course, get your body to create the enzymes, to your stomach to create the enzymes to break down food. But after that, for almost the whole year, I ate all raw foods. And people were like, oh, like raw fish? No, like living foods. And I had never felt better in my entire life. And a lot of people, oh, I have this ailment or that ailment. I was talking with George Love about that. And he's like, you know, really, cancer is just like a pimple. It's really something, like you said, it's what you're putting into your body. What are you putting into your body that's a living thing?
Exactly.
You know,
I was a raw vegan for 13 months, a whole 13 months, and I felt better than ever. I was weighing actually 105 pounds. I lost a lot of weight because your body will do that. And I'm transgender, so I've had to take hormones for many years. So I wanted to clean myself out. I stopped taking hormones. I stopped eating anything processed. All I ate was fruits and greens. I ran 7 miles every morning, and I felt wonderful. I had the most energy ever. And it was just amazing thing. You could heal anything, and people don't believe it. You know, or they're too afraid to try to do something like that. Oh, I can't just eat fruits and greens. Well, yes, you can. I mean, that's what we ate before all this box stuff was around.
You will overweight or nothing, but...
But it's an amazing thing. I'm so glad to hear somebody else also experience that, because people think I'm crazy when I tell them that.
Yeah, and that's what they've been trained to think, that, oh, how do you get your protein if you're a vegetarian? Oh, there's protein in vegetables, you know. Cattle's a really high protein one, and, you know, you don't have to eat meat, but that's another thing that growing up, you're forced to, you know, pound it in your head, oh, you got to eat meat to get protein. No, you don't. No, you don't. And the people that knock it and that call you crazy have never tried it. And they don't believe that it'll work because they're so washed out and brainwashed into thinking that this is the only way to do it. And that's what I was saying earlier, is that you have to experience things. You have to be open to experience these possibilities, or your life is totally going to be the way that someone tells you that it can be. And there's so much more to life than that, and living and being healthy and being able to cure yourself. I did that fast because I was being a rock star, and partying and drinking and smoking and cigarettes, and every day. And I had lymph nodes that started popping out of my armpit, and it started to climb down the sides of my breast. They're like little erasers that push out of your skin, which is basically your blood saying, hey, we've got a problem here.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Love had me do the juice fast, where you juice 32 ounces, and half that is celery, and 25 is wheat, and the other 25% is carrot. And that's all you have in 8-ounce increments throughout the day, along with spirulina, which is a high source of protein, and vitamins, mineral, and then also bee pollen to give you energy, which is a natural accelerant. It's not like drinking Red Bull where you get shakes and you're all, and then you just crash, You just feel like you took a nap and you've got some extra energy. And then cayenne pepper pills to heat up anything that's in your intestines, anything that's living, anything like that. And then, of course, the high priestess part is the old enema. Because you got to clean it out.
Did plenty of those, too. I did a 10-day master cleanse, and then saltwater flush, and then it's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
People really, we could do a whole show about this.
Yeah, that's true. I think really good. Chef George Xavier Love on next time.
All this talk about food is making me hungry, so I'm going to change the subject. Out of all your originals, Terry, which is your favorite one, and what performance that you have done stands out to you the most?
Which is my favorite? Is that what you're asking? Yeah,
which of your originals is your favorite, and which performance that you have done stands out to you the most?
It's funny, because when I write a new song, that becomes my favorite. It's your baby. It's the newborn, and that's the one that I can't wait to play it and teach you the band. But I would have to say, effectively, my favorite song right now, and I've never really had a favorite song, but I think it is my favorite song now, because I'm finding that it's affecting people in a positive way. It's allowing them to transform themselves by understanding that we're all going through this together, and that we can turn some lightness from the dark. It doesn't have to be dark. Everybody's kind of there right now. Everybody's going through financial difficulties and, struggling to figure out how they're going to pay for this, or even the earthquakes and the tsunamis and the hurricanes that are hitting, making people homeless. It's a feeling of despair. But the one song that I would have to say is my favorite right now is American Girl. And it was, when I wrote it, because it's such a fresh song and it's new, I would say that it still is. But because I'm on the other end of it, I'm realizing how it's affecting people, and it's helping to have that transformation of growth and growing away from the feeling of despair, knowing simply that we're all going through this together, and that it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
Definitely.
Most definitely.
So what do you think about the LGBT community, and have they been supportive of your work?
They have been absolutely awesome. I'm definitely in the right place to do that. I want to be out in Utah or Wyoming or something. Being a lesbian out there with little psyche tattoos and rocking out, But they've been really supportive. Every year I do the Pride Fest at Bryant Park in Lake Worth, and we've been headlining that now for about the past 6 years. We've had Frenchie from The Voice join us. We've also had Beverly McClinton, which is an amazing artist, singer, songwriter, who was also on The Voice. Michaela Page, I've known her since she was 9. She just turned 17, and she just got on The Voice as well. And she comes out to support the gay and lesbian community as well. But she's not gay, but she's awesome. They've been very supportive. Something that I chose to do at the beginning of my career is not pinpoint just being gay and playing in gay places. I like to be known as an artist and as a musician, and not as the gay artist or the gay musician. I'm just me. I'm just Teri Catlin, and I'm just a musician, and this is what I do. So when people come to my shows, it's an eclectic, build of straight, bi, confused people that just want to go out and hear good music. They don't, because some people get, the little, oh gosh, we're going to a straight bar, is it going to be cool? And it's like they get there and there's everybody there, every walk of life, every color, creed, everything. And I'm really happy that I made that decision in the beginning, because, once, you get found out, hey, she's gay or whatever, they want to pigeonhole you and put you just in only the gay places. But I like to play everywhere and give everybody their fair shake of some T-Cat music, if you will.
Yeah, there's no need to be in a box, and that's what humanity does. We want to put everybody in a box.
Speaking of humanity.
Same thing with music categories. They want to put you in a box. The business music, now you have to be pop, or you have to be rock, or you have to be blues or soul. But that's something that's been a challenge with the music industry is, what are you? Well, I'm music.
Depends on what mood I'm in.
Exactly, exactly. And then you get from the fans, which is the people that I care about, they're like, man, Teri, I love your CD. I can pop it in. I get rock, blues, folk, funk, reggae. I don't have to change the CD. I don't have to put in 6 different CDs. I get it all. And so that's what keeps me going. That's what, that's what drives me. I mean, I'll still do what I'm doing regardless, but it's nice to get that little pat on the back to know that people are appreciating that you're not just in a little box. You're doing your own thing. And hearing from them and those fans reaching out to other people and sharing the music, I think everybody's thirsty for that right now. I think we've been thirsty for the old true artists, like Bob Marley and even Prince and people that just come out and they do what they do because they have a truthful, positive message, and that their past may have been a challenge, but it's a challenge that everybody can identify with. And,
yeah, exactly.
That's what creates the transformation and the healing that comes from music. That's the power of music. It can transform and it can heal, So maybe that's what the industry's afraid of. We don't want too many people to feel empowered.
Well, Teri, what would be an ideal world for you, and how do you think we as humans can create this?
That kind of goes back into what I was touching on earlier, is that communication is key, and having compassion with people that we know, people that we don't know, really being open with ourselves. We've got to start somewhere, and I think that you'll find, even talking to a stranger, consoling someone that you don't know, through that honesty and through that love and that openness of just being truthful and loving, coming from love, that we can all really start to connect with each other. We don't have to be so fearful of wearing the right clothes and having the right music and driving the right car and having a good-looking house, because none of that really matters. It's how we treat each other. It's how we communicate with each other. It's how we love each other. It really just boils down to love. Just through the psychometry of everything that's living, like I was saying earlier, that's what's shared in that DMT element is love. It's not that tree is not looking at the other tree going, dang, man, I wish I had more branches like you. It's just like, what's up, tree?
Everyone is individual,
and
a lot of your songs have a very strong message in it, and we actually have a performance that we want to show our viewers.
Yeah, the American Girl, actually.
Yes, exactly. Of the one you were discussing about.
And just before Obama got elected, just looking around all my sisters and brothers, and we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing and working really hard, and it just seems like it's a struggle for a lot of people right now, including myself. So I just wanted to write something that I hope helps heal the hearts of people going through that same struggle that we are going through.
Here's Teri Catlin.
If I could, then I would take away your pain. I could, then I would make it go away with the dawn of a new morning. I wanna believe, I've gotta have faith. I wanna know that peace will conquer hate. And I wanna feel like there is some hope, like I've made a difference in this crazy old world. Just an American girl. If I could, then I would make you understand. If I could, then I would give you all I am. Put these broken pieces back together again. 'Cause I wanna believe, I've gotta have faith. I wanna know that peace will conquer hate. And I wanna feel like there is some hope, like I've made a difference in this crazy old world. Just an American girl. Surrender to the darkness, you'll find the light. My broken spirit still finds the will to fight. Listen to the children of the sun. Hear them singing, we shall overcome. 'Cause I wanna believe, I've gotta have faith. I wanna know that peace will conquer hate. And I wanna feel like there is some hope, like I've made a difference in this crazy whole world. I wanna believe, I've gotta have faith. I wanna know that peace will conquer hate. And I wanna feel like there is some hope, like I've made a difference in this crazy old world. Just an American girl.
Jessica in tears here and getting chills. And when I was,
It'll make me cry.
My God.
and that's what I'm talking about. There are very few artists that can do that to people, and it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing gift. It's just, and that's what music should be all about. That's what I think our Creator gave us, that gift, so that we could heal each other with music. We could touch hearts and all that wonderful things.
That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Her mascara is running now.
Hey, now I'm going to look like Alice
And you're
Cooper.
still beautiful,
Thanks.
gorgeous, fabulous. Oh, you know,
Make sure you zoom in, Joe.
I played that song. You know, of course, I play a lot of songs, and there's been different ones that stick out, like "Stand Your Ground." You know, recovering people in recovery really identify with that song, and there's just been different songs like that. But "American Girl" has been the one that really just resonates with everybody. I'll get people after a show, is that on your CD? And like, well, it's going to be on the next CD, you know. So very thankful, and that's, you know, and people are like, oh, you have such a gift, and I can't even be responsible for that because I can't really. I mean, I guess I should in some way take responsibility for that, but I don't. I can't because it's just the way I was born. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know my chords that well. I just make it up, and it's what I feel. And without having, you know, the gift of being born, thank you, Mother, wherever you are, I wouldn't be able to write what I write. It's just being open to receive what's given to me. So I'm not really writing it in my mind. I'm just open to receiving it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, because that's exactly what I do. I mean, I took a little summer course when I was 10 years old, and the first 2 chords that I learned, I wrote my first song. And I don't know the names of half the chords that I play. I just, it's like the hands go where they need to go. And, you know, it's just, it's an amazing thing. And I haven't pursued it as hard as I should. It was a dream of mine from the time I was a little kid, but then seeing what the music industry does, I mean, I actually self-produced my own album called Enslaved, and it's so hard to get stuff out there because they don't want stuff with messages. So
it really is, and you know, I mean, and then you have people that have unfortunately a lot of money, and that's one of the things that I've been asked in my career is like, what are you doing here? Why aren't you playing for stadiums all over the world? And I guess I can just attribute it now. I mean, I hopefully, you know, this will change for me. It's just, you know, I'm just a little Afro puff from Flint, Michigan, who was homeless with no family, you know what I mean? So everything that I do generates from myself. It's not, you know, Teri Catlin and the vagina magnets. It's not a stimulative thing. It's my music. So I write the music. You know, I book the gigs. I'm very busy doing all that part of, you know, I get the band paid and get us on tour and make the records and, you know, pay people to play on the records. And that all comes out of this little Afro Puff's pocket. So I don't have the money to, you know, where other people will be like, oh, you know, we're going to spend, you know, 10 grand on an ad in Rolling Stone or, you know, or whatever it is that, you know, puts you in that symmetry of the people, of the wealthy and the rich. I mean, because there are some really cool people like that. I'm sure there's a lot, but I haven't tapped into the right ears and the right spirit that's going to help me along with my career. So I'm hoping that American Girl will help me get a little closer to that.
Yeah. So that leads me to my next question. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, Teri?
Playing music, writing music. I'll do it till my last breath. It's not a choice. It's something that I have to do to breathe and to exist. Whether it's, you know, playing for, you know, 500 people at the Bamboo Room or, you know, 50,000 people in a stadium, I'm very comfortable and happy with just being able to do that. If I can heal myself and heal other people through music and the vibration of that, and I'm doing what I'm here to do. I would like to, of course, you know, do it on a bigger scale, and 5 years from now, I'd love to be, you know, headlining with, you know, I don't know, Dave Matthews and whoever, anybody that's out there that's Michael Franti, people that are, you know, putting out that positive energy and that really tight, fun jam that just makes you feel good, whether it's a sad song or even a upbeat one, you know. That's where I see myself. I'm just touring the world, and I hope and I pray, and I'll put that out there as a drop in a pond. It's a ripple effect. That is what happens, because when I'm going to my shows and I'm playing these songs, to me, if I'm healing, if the music is helping people heal and transform themselves on a level of, you know, 50 people here, 500 people there, I feel like, gosh, what could I do? What am I going to do when there's 50,000 people every other night that are singing American Girl, where every 50,000 people are holding each other's hand and there's not a person that's not connected, and we're all singing, and we're all, in a sense, praying together and feeling together. What a vibration that'll send. What a healing transformation that'll bring. And that's where I see myself 5 years from now, is bringing that transformation on a worldly level. Definitely.
Visualize it and it shall happen. Definitely.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Teri, where can the viewers catch you live? And are you planning on any new projects?
We are. We are right now in the studio working on the third album, and that's American Girl will be on that album. And actually, yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be coming out hopefully around Christmas, beginning of January. And I can always check out TeriCatlin.com and see where I'm playing. I'm going to be at the Dive Bar, this Saturday, actually. I'll be at the Dive Bar this Saturday with the band. And they can always go to Teri Music, that's my Gmail account, and send me an email, and I'll put you on the email list and let you know where we're playing. Or you can always go to TeriCatlin.com and check that out as well. Okay. We're in the studio mostly right now.
And my most important question, where can I get an autographed copy of your CD?
Well,
I so want one.
You got to come out this Saturday night, honey. And I will personally autograph it for you.
You
or you can also go through my website, but I love to meet the fans, which I call my friends. Just, share a hug and some love and get to know who you are and just be able to sign your CD as personally as I can. I know there'll come a time when I can't. I know just have to whip the signature on there. But for now, when I have the time, that's how I like to do it. Just meet my friends, and the new and the old and the ones yet to come. So come out to my show at the Dive Bar in Fort Lauderdale this Saturday.
Next to the
I will sign your CD.
This Saturday coming up, correct?
Yep. This Saturday coming up. It's in Fort Lauderdale. It's on A1A, block and a half north of Oakland Park Boulevard, right on the corner. We're going to be there from 9:30 to 1:30.
Okay, excellent. Well, we're gonna send you an email and get the full details on it so we can be there.
Definitely.
Excellent. I can't wait to meet you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for having this interview with me and having such good, well thought out questions. I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show.
It's been an amazing interview. I mean, I feel your energy, even though you're not here next to us, but I feel it, and it's like
I know.
I just love connecting with individuals that are like-minded and really. I'm speechless. I don't even have the words, but we're very grateful.
And thank you for making my mascara run.
Yes.
On air.
Well, we'll make up for that this Saturday.
All right. Sounds great.
All right, Teri.
Awesome.
Thank you
Big
so
hugs,
much.
you guys.
Thank you so much, Teri. Big hugs. We'll see you Saturday.
You're welcome. Awesome. Take care, everyone. Love each other.
Yes. Definitely.
Always.
I really love artists that have a message and a gift to give to our world. Music nowadays is mindless, it's pointless, and thus, we need to rekindle it. We need to find artists out there like Teri and spark that humanity back into us. And it's crazy how they just push musicians like us outside. It's just like, no, you're waking people up. We really don't want you.
Exactly.
But it's amazing. I mean, I knew that's how the interview was going to be because I felt her through the videos.
Oh, me too. And that song just gives me chills every time. And this time, I lost it.
I'm like, oh no, mascara, not good.
Alice Cooper coming to you live.
But definitely, that's what Transition Radio is all about, is trying to bring truth, and not always about transition issues. I can't even speak now. I'm all like buffled there. Transgender issues.
At least you don't got to worry about your mascara, right?
Thank God about that. Whoa. But no, she really touched my heart.
Yeah,
and I'm not an easy person to, show emotion and break down. But it's like I said, I'm speechless.
She's an amazing spiritual person.
Yes, and it makes me feel good to find other individuals like that. It's almost like finding a long-lost family member.
Exactly.
Or I believe I'm from another planet. So it's like, I found somebody from my planet.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay. Well, we just lost about 20 viewers thanks to that comment.
No. Anyway, we want to thank our new sponsor again.
Yes.
And,
the Breast Form Store online.
Yes.
Check them out.
So very excited. They tailor to all the transgender and CD needs, and they've been around since 1993. You check out their websites. They have breast forms, gaffs, panties, makeup, and beauty lingerie.
It's your one-stop tranny shop.
Yeah. I got to get them to get stuff for transgender male because I can't see me wearing one of those. It just wouldn't look good on me, or a gaff or any of that matter. So got to talk to them and say you got to start catering to trans men as well.
Yep, that'll be out. That'll be in the future, I'm sure.
Well, we've had an amazing hour, and
yes, we
definitely enjoyed the interview tremendously. And I'm going to end you with one of my songs. I can't compete with Teri by all means, but this song, it's called People of the World. world, and it's also in my CD Enslaved. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love you, but remember to always love yourselves too.
See the man standing there, his heart is broken and you don't care. All you think about are your pleasures. How many pairs of shoes you own? Too many to count and call your own. You wasted life on seeking treasures. Oh, people of this world, it's time to get along. I don't understand why we don't. I said people, yeah, of this world. I don't understand why we don't. Look around the world, young man. Things will fall onto your hands. If we don't change our ways, we'll be endangered, huh? Too many poor for us to feed. The rich are richer and the greed has taken over our emotions, huh? And people of this world, it's time to get along. I don't understand why we don't. I said people, yeah, of this world. I don't understand why we don't. You think there is a chance for us to save our world or dance? Our way of life must be changed. A little more humanity, a caring voice and a loving means. The time is now for us to say, people of this world, it's time to get along. I don't understand why we don't. I said people of this world. I don't understand why we don't. Oh, my people, let's get it together. I don't understand why